what I want to teach you about faith is the element of imagination. God could have just told Abraham, I will give you a child. Why did he take him out? Why did he make him look? It means that having a prophetic mental picture is an important component of faith. Are you getting what I'm saying? So listen, there are so many people in trusting for a miracle. They have prayed, they have confessed. Have you imagined? Are you listening to me? Have you imagined? Like, God promised Abraham a child. Instead of just promising, he made him picture it. See how many your children will be. So my question to you is, have you imagined it? Have you imagined coming home, honking, and then children run out? Daddy, welcome. Daddy, welcome. What are their names? Have you written it somewhere? And they open the door. You drive in, they carry your bag for you, and you sit and you say, how was your day? How was school? Have you imagined it? I want to give you a few minutes to do something. First and foremost, close your eyes. Imagine yourself in your bedroom. Sit on the bed. Touch the bedspread. Now, stand up, look around and count how many windows are in your room. Open your eyes. How many of you, before I asked you to do this, you never really thought about how many windows are in your room? But how many of you could count in the realm of imagination how many windows were in your room? The question is, how come you're able to do that? As you were here now, you went to your room. You saw how scattered it is. So the question is this. Did God give you that ability for fun? What if imagination is such an important spiritual component, a bridge through which we can inject what God has stored for us in our spiritual destiny and bring it to the world? Where God wants to give you lands like Abraham, and it says, lift up your eyes and see as far as your eyes can see. Not only is imagination important, it determines the extent of what God can do in your life. It is a faith component to imagine. A faith component. Look at Psalm chapter 78. They gave me more time today. It's still running. Hey. Psalm 78 verses 40 and 41. Talking about the children of Israel. It says, how often they provoked him in the wilderness and grieved him in the desert. Everybody read verse 41 together. 1, 2, go. Hold on. They did what? Limited God? It's oxymoronic. God is limitless. How can you limit the limitless? Listen, as omnipotent and as omniscient as God is, in his sovereignty, he has determined that you will give him permission to do in your life what he wants him to do. And so the extent of the power of God you will see in your life is to the degree of your permission. They limited God. You can. Maybe that's what has been happening. You can. And so, my challenge to you is this. See the visions of God. Imagine it. Imagine all that God has said will happening. And let me tell you one very quick secret. You know how to know if you are just imagining, your mind is just carrying you, or if it is the Lord. You determine that by what happens when you pray. If it is a selfish ambition, when you pray, it will reduce. If it is the Lord, when you pray, it will increase. Some of you, as you pray, your mind wanders. You think it's just your mind. You see yourself doing things. Man of God, you have just 15 members, but you see yourself in a stadium, preaching to people. You see yourself performing miracles you've never seen before. I want to let you know that is God taking you out in the cool of the day. Are you listening to me? See, the thing about prophetic imagination is this. The things of the Spirit have to be explained, otherwise you won't know what is happening. Because when Samuel hears the voice of God, he will think it's Eli. He will stand up and say, you called me. If not for experience, he would have missed. So some of you see visions and you don't even know it's visions. I stumbled into it. Nobody taught me. I'll never forget, as an undergraduate, something started happening. I'll be talking to people, I will see numbers on their head. So there was one that was so notable. I was talking to this guy. His name is Victory. I'll never forget. I was saying 323, 323. After a while, I said, sorry. What is your CGPA? He said 3.23. And so I had written it somewhere. So when I showed him, he thought I was deep, that I've been deep for long. And I didn't tell him. Maybe I would have said, do I know you before? Do you remember before? Celebrate grace. Sometimes God does miracles that will shock you and shock the person. So you say, I'm anointed like this. I want to dwell on this because it happens to you. You just didn't know. Unfortunately, these are one of the things I had to learn on my own. There was a time I was praying. I saw a friend's dad. See, I had never met him before then. But in the realm of the spirit, I knew it was him. Come on, some of you know what I'm talking about. And a door was opened to him. He was happy and dancing to the door. But when he got close to the door was shut. So when I was done, I just called him. This is what I saw. He said, hold on. He gave his mom the phone. The mom said, what did you say? He said, that's exactly what happened. He had not been promoted for 5 years until the week before. They gave him his promotion letter. Everybody was happy. They rejoiced, and then they revoked the promotion. Now, honestly speaking, I would have ignored what I saw because it seemed, some of you, when you are praying, you see flashes. Somebody you have not spoken to in years will just flash. Or you just see yourself doing something. That is prophetical. I want to do the work of Eli and explain to you. You learn to recognize prophetically when you are praying and God takes you and shows you things. Are you listening to me? You've been praying. You saw yourself building schools, doing things. You saw it in the realm of the spirit. It's not because you saw anything on social media. You were praying and you got that nudge. Not every voice that sounds like humility is humility. Sometimes it's the brothers of David trying to stay. What are you doing here? What's your business with Goliath? You left a few sheep at home. Sometimes it's the devil trying to keep you small. The word of the Lord to you is, be strong and very courageous. Be strong. You cannot fulfill God's destiny for your life without audacity. And that is why almost everybody God used, he mentored them in bravery. He mentored them in bravery. Saying, it can be done. It can be done. I want to ask you, like a prophet, can it be done?